giving you a chance to scratch some of them if you don't like the price action. So again, it's always an option there to scratch. Remember, we said three things can happen in a trade. One is make money, two is lose, and the third good thing is you can scratch a trade. Especially if you don't like the price action, and that is definitely an option here. It came right up there. It gave you a chance to scratch it, or at least get out of partial contracts if you're trading multiple. We post the levels in the chat again, please. There they are for you. Market is kind of hanging here against this 37 area. Like I said, you're giving you a chance here to get out of some. If you don't like the price action, it's an option, right? It is an option. And this now we have to work it here a little bit. So again, gave you a couple chances to get out. Maybe you took advantage of it, maybe you didn't. And another option here. So again, you don't have to keep any trade if you don't like the way it was acting. You can always look for the next opportunity, even though we might not get one right away. But hey, it is what it is. What are you going to do? But at least it's working this level and giving us a chance to, work it and get out of it and trade around it. As a trader, you have that option, right? You don't have to love or keep your stops in place until it gets stopped. You do have an option to actually get out of the trade for a scratch or for a little bit of a loss, especially if you don't like the price action. So dwelled on that enough. So those are where we're at right now. So I'm out, and I scratched the trade when it came back up there the second time. So all right, thanks a lot, and wait for the next trade. All right, let's see if we can give you what's going on here in the markets. Let's see. Crisis for OPEC. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates headed into a boxing ring for another round on Monday before OPEC called it quits on production deal. An unresolved spat between the long-time allies saw WTI soar 2% at nearly $77 a barrel, further squeezing an already tight oil market and raising concerns over inflation. At the issue is the current term of baselines, or the measurement in which each country calculates its production cuts. UAE feels its current levels of 3.2 million from April 2020 is too low and should be 3.8 when the deal is extended to 2022, but Saudis and the Russians are rejecting any readjustments, fearing that OPEC members will issue similar demands. That's why the market is, I think it was down a little bit, the oil market, because they can't resolve their little issues here. Which is fine, that's, nobody said it was going to be easy, but the bond market, I don't know. That put some pressure on this market, I think, a little bit, because, I don't know, oil prices going down for the last 10 years has meant that the market goes down. You would figure they have adjusted out of those concerns and readjusted their risk when it comes to that, but I guess maybe not. Anyway, next support level on the downside we have is down at the 33 area. All right, just kind of hanging around this 37 now, trying to see what it wants to do next. That's what happens there, Robert. It's unforgiving, this market sometimes, right? It searches your stop and then says thank you, and then says I'll talk to you later. That's sucks, you know. All right. So again, kind of the 37, we talked about we had to work that trade a little bit. And we had to understand what was going on. You saw the price action around it wasn't as positive as we were looking for, not initially, but of course now we're getting that reaction. If you're able to stay with it, or if you got out of some and held on to a little bit and saw this rotation here, again, all those are different ways of trading around the level, especially when a level doesn't click in right away, but the market kind of stayed down there for a little bit and gave you a chance to work a trade. And there's different ways of working a trade. We talked about them before. So again, hopefully you were able to kind of work that trade a little bit and either scratch some of them or maybe get in a better level and hang in there with it a little bit. All those are different options that you could have had working that area down there. All right. So let's see. So they're having a little bit of trouble agreeing to what's going on there in the oil world. Abu Dhabi is attempting to force the group to accept its request or risk unraveling the alliance. And at the extremes of the equation, crude prices could make an outsized move in either direction. Failure to reach the deal could mean crude oil prices could rise even higher, but OPEC plus unity may also break down, risking a free-for-all that could send prices crashing. That scenario played out last year when disagreement between Saudi Arabia and Russia prompted oil price wars. Months after the dispute was settled, the UAE stirred things up again by threatening to leave the cartel. So they've got everybody's out to, all of a sudden the oil prices are back here at the 70, almost 80 area. Now they're breathing a little bit, and they've got a little bit, they were not breathing too well when it was down to 20. But I mean, again, I think the other problem is that we don't need as much oil, so they're scrambling they need to keep the oil prices here to keep their cash flow coming in, because people are not buying as much oil from them as they used to. I mean, that's why there's so much tensions between Abu Dhabi and Riyadh are going beyond oil, while the United Kingdom's Prince Zayed and the Crown Prince Salman, MBS, once have been very close relationships. The former has been flexing its own geopolitical aspirations via foreign policy moves towards countries like Israel and Yemen. The Saudis have also called on foreign companies to move the regional headquarters to Riyadh. And following the OPEC standoff, the kingdom moved to restrict citizens traveling to the United Kingdom. No, I mean to the UAE. So they got internal strife going on over there, creating some goofiness there in their meeting. But I'm sure they'll put a good face on it at the end and make up and kiss. All right, again, we're just kind of hanging around this 37 area. Kind of annoying, but not really moving around. I mean, it is actually a little bit, but some of us got stopped out, which we get. All right, good job there, Mark. Way to hang in there with it. Again, if you look at the chat box area, those are the levels that we gave out. Bonds continue to rally. Just a very strong morning rally here in the bond market. Bond market used to be a good trade, but not as good anymore. It seems to be all one-way trade these days over there. Futures linked to the S&Ps and the Dow and the NASDAQ are hanging close to the flat line following a big week of major averages, which notched fresh record highs in the wake of the U.S. jobs report. Non-farm payrolls for June showed a strong gain of 850,000 on Friday, but there appears to be enough concerns to keep the Fed from tapering its bond purchases for now. While many expect the stock market gains to continue in the second half of 2020, others, the second half of 2021, right? Others are more cautious. U.S. economy is booming, but is now a known in assets markets reflected. Is now a known in asset market reflected. I don't know what that means. What isn't so clear anymore is what price growth will occur. Higher cost means lower profits. Another reason why the overall equity market has been narrowing. I don't know about that. Equity markets are likely to take a break during the summer as things heat up. I don't know about that. Buy or sell Bitcoin? I couldn't care less. I could not care less. Anybody that wants to gamble on Bitcoin, the number 9 in the 5th race at whatever racetrack you're at, you got a better chance. I mean, if you look at the market from a technical point of view, it looks like it could, if it doesn't hold here, it'll be go down another 10 to 15% and then be a buy. And right now it seems like it's a hold here, but who wants to hold something for another 10 or 15% drop? So, I don't know. I can, it's with this Chinese and a lot of governments, if they back the Chinese, then they're not going to want to take it as a currency. So there's more political stuff about Bitcoin than there should be. When you're trading stocks, at least you're trading a company. You're not trading politicals. But if you're trading Chinese stocks, you are trading political companies. All right, Bruce, welcome. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're trading many S&Ps. Any questions about our trading or about this room, what we talk about? Obviously, we would like more volatility to be able to trade more, but unfortunately, the markets are kind of quiet and subdued. And so we take what the market gives us. Sometimes it gives us more, sometimes it gives us less. These days, with the summer months, it kind of gives us less. So welcome. All right, so we're just kind of hanging here on the lows. Next support level we have is down to 33. Don, what's the VIX at? $16.01. Wow, almost at that 15 handle. Again, we like to trade, or traders like to trade when the VIX is up around high teens to low 20s. And VIX is 16. It's a tougher little trade for us. Traders are also preparing for potentially more hawkish tilt as the Fed minutes are released tomorrow. Could give some clues as to direction of monetary policy as well as the tapering timeline. Besides the behind-the-scenes discussion, maybe many speculate additional remarks on quantitative easing. Bond buying could come at the Jackson Hole meeting in August. Over the past 3 months, 85% of all quantitative easing worldwide has been conducted by the Fed and the ECB. Okay, there you have it. So tomorrow, there's going to be a release of the minutes from the FOMC meeting, and that will, it would be, I think it is released like at 1 o'clock. We do have a number coming out here in about a minute or so. Just to, we have ISM Services Index. Those will be coming out here in about a minute. So keep that in mind if you're trading. We don't like to have any positions on when the markets are trading. So we do have a number coming out here, but we're kind of flat right now. So don't have anything on. We'll see what this number does to us, if it moves us at all. Bonds continue to stay strong here. Again, very impressive there with the bond market. Let's see what the yield is on the 10s. This was early this morning. Yield is 143, and this was earlier this morning. This is not including this little rally we're getting now. All right, this number is coming out now. Let's see if it does anything. Next support level we have down at the 33 area. Okay, it's a little bit, they lighten up the load there just a little bit. And see what it wants to do. You can tell there's a little less bids up and down the the order ticket. So it's a little bit bearish there, but it's just not really. It didn't even make new lows. So very, very tough little market to trade. Kind of hanging here on the lows, bonds on their highs. Inverse trade? I don't know. I mean, concerning the market, it should be positive, but I don't know. What do I know? We should be moving together? I don't know. That doesn't make sense either, right? None of this stuff makes sense anymore. I'm confused. All I can do is trade the market, right? We got support at certain areas. We'll trade that. Otherwise, we'll kind of just see what happens as we continue to slowly downtick here a little bit. All right, coming down here to the 33 area. Well, again, make sure you keep your stops in place. That's what we're doing here, making sure bonds continue to rally. Amazing, right? Just an amazing rally there in the bond market. Okay, working this 33 area here. Bonds staying strong. Again, I think the market is a little bit concerned about what bond market's doing, but it is what it is. We're just working this 33 area here. is just taking off. They keep getting strong. It's amazing. Just amazing what's going on there. I'm just surprised. It just makes me I mean, like I said, it's difficult. It's almost impossible to trade the bond market, but it does affect us a little bit here. And so, like I said, working this 33 area, kind of just hanging here. So we had the same options, unfortunately, like we're having before with the 37. We're not getting quite the reaction we're looking for, but we're also not losing any money on it. So you are given choices here. And you have to make those choices. You have to make a determination how you want to trade it around a level when it's not giving us the reaction we're looking for right away. And time factor comes into play. And everybody trades a little bit differently. So you have to make those. Look at this bond market. Crazy. Just crazy. Very impressive bond market move here. That's all I can say, right? I mean, given where we're at and everything like that, you know, that's a pretty impressive move here. I mean, you're still getting, I guess you're hitting some stops, right? Again, like I said, we're right here at the 33 area. So you're given options as to how you want to trade this level. Yeah, well, just being stubborn right here against the 33. Again, we had the same situation we had earlier with 37. Seems we picked a good spot, but doesn't want to give us a rotation. So we just have to decide here how you want to trade it. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with scratching a trade sometimes or taking a little bit less than your 2 points if that's what if that's all the market is giving us. And right now, we got time factor coming into play here. So I have a couple reasons why you should scratch them or take a little bit of a profit. Again, kind of, like I said, we're kind of doing the same thing we did over there on the first level. It's just not, we're just kind of hanging and see what it wants to do. Yeah, I mean that seems like it's the best trade right now. Unfortunately, scratch sounds like it's about all we can get here. But it's all right. Patience is important. All right, next level on downside we have is down at 25. Resistance right now would be up around the 39 to 40 area. At least we're getting some movement. I mean, it's better than me talking all the time. Unfortunately, we're talking about just kind of scratching instead of talking about making any money. But hey, it is what it is. What are we going to do? But at least I'm talking you through some trades here against our levels, and we're not getting the reaction we're looking for, but we're not losing any either. Yeah, is that your area? Are you going to be hit by that hurricane? Oh my, you buckled up? You all covered up, or whatever you do, or take care of your windows. Make sure you're good. You have enough rations for a couple days. But it's not like what I think it's not like a big number hurricane down there. It's like it seems like a storm more than it is a hurricane, right? I mean, the winds are strong, but not hurricane level. Is that right? Or am I wrong about this one? I don't know. I heard that it was not as strong, but it's still going to go right through the middle of Florida there. Tampa Bay, right over Tampa Bay. Well, again, you have the nice weather, but then you do have to contend with, these situations when they occur. So good luck there, I guess. I don't know what you say. Good Godspeed. I don't know. Whatever you need. I hope you have enough. Yeah, that makes sense there. I guess they're so used to it. All right, the market continues to slowly downtick here. We got next support is down at the 25 area. Julio, Robert wants to know where you're from in Florida. Wow, look at the bond market. Just amazing. We are definitely seeing a little bit of inverse trade, not as much as you would think. Fort Myers, he said, not as much as you would think, because I guess, this kind of bond market rally would usually create a bigger push to the downside there in the bond market and equities, but it is definitely putting, I think, pressure here on the equities, at least a little bit. And next support level we have is down at the 25 area. Yeah, market continues to downtick here as the bonds stay on their highs. All right, I'll repeat the levels for us. Our pivot this morning is 43.43. We had support 37, 33, 25, 19. Resistance on the upside at 47, 53, 58, and 64. And market continues to downtick, support level down at the 25 area. All right, there are the levels for us in the chat box area. Let me add some levels underneath the 19 here. We've got 10.04, 42.99, and 91. 10.04, 42.99, and then 91 in case we get really busy here. And bonds continue to stay strong. I mean, this is a very impressive bond rally, to say the least. There they are again in the chat box area with the added support levels: 10, 04, 99, and 91. As the market continues to downtick here, we're coming down here to our 25 area. All right, working the 25 area now. Just a very weakish market here. Again, trying to see what it wants to do. And make sure you keep your stops in place, right? That is still always the situation. I'm just kind of we're kind of just working this 25 area. Definitely some pressure on this market right down. But we're trying really, really hard here to get us up here a little bit. All right, giving us a little bit of rotation here against our 25. This time we didn't have to take as much heat, and there's a nice little 2-point rotation there against our 25 area. So nice little trade finally. patience paid off here. And we got a nice little bump here off against our 25. All right, so that was a nice little trade. Finally, we had to work the other ones, but it was okay. This one kind of just hung there for a bit and then finally made this move up here to the upside. So we cannot complain. Well, we could complain. Everybody likes to complain, so I wouldn't be surprised if you do complain, but and if you're trying to stay long, good resistance would be around the 32 area. I think we're getting a little help here from the bond market finally, if you're trying to stay long. This has been a day where we've had to work a little bit. Had to make decisions as to, are you getting out? Are you going to stay in? Are you going to take a little loss? It traded around a couple of our levels, hung there. And then we had to make a decision. I told you what I was doing. And now finally we came down here to the 25. And it held very nicely for us, and then we had a nice rotation. So the patience here obviously did prevail, and waited and traded it. They had to work those other orders, the other levels, I should say. And if you did that, hopefully you were able to eke out a little bit of profit. Even maybe you took a little loss on those other ones, but hopefully not as not a 2-point stops. Again, there's no reason to stick to your 2-point stop as long as you see what the price action was doing. I tried to talk you through it, and so maybe had to make an adjustment as to what your exit strategy should be. And as a trader, that's what you are doing here. You are learning to make decisions independent of anybody else. You are trying to understand your risk, understand the risk in the market. And if you understand the risk in the market, hopefully, you'll be able to trade around that risk, right? That's what we're trying to do, is make you understand the risk here in the market, and then you to trade that risk according to your own risk tolerance, because everybody here has different risk tolerances. So as long as we understand that, and we try to work you through it, that's what we do here. Any of the new folks that are here, if you have any questions as to anything that we do, please feel free to ask in the chat box area. I'll see that. I'll find that I'll see the question there quicker than if you put them in another area of the Zoom thing. So that's what we are doing here on an everyday basis. Sometimes it's a little bit easier than others. Sometimes we get a lot of trades. Sometimes we get minimal amount of trades. All of it is based on the price activity or price action at any given moment. Right. I mean, that's what we're doing here. Well, next level on the downside we have is down at the 19 area. Quickly rotating down here. Coming quickly to the 19 area here. Well, down to 20. All right, coming down here to the 19 area. A little bit of pressure in this market right now, obviously. All right, working the 19 area here. All right, getting a nice rotation here off of the 19 area. All right, nice little pop here against the 19 area. Nice rotation going up here. Again, patience. Waited for that level to get triggered. Got a nice little trade going. And a nice little fill. And a nice little push back up here. All right, Tim, good job. Way to be patient there. To talk you through some of those trades, I think. At least they gave us a chance to scratch them up there when they weren't giving us the reaction we were looking for. If we're looking for an exit strategy, if you have any left over, we would look for 28. There's some good resistance around the 32 to 33 area. All right, so we're just kind of hanging here. 28 would be an interim target if you're trying to stay long. Otherwise, some good resistance would be around the 32, 33 area. Again, if anybody has any questions, good time to ask. Things have slowed down just a little bit. But at least we got some opportunities to trade today. So that's, I guess, a good sign. Okay, Bruce, hope you got something out of this. All right, the market's under a little pressure. Again, we're targeting the 28 as a target, but obviously make sure you keep your stops in place or a trailing stop, depending on what you are doing. Next level we have on the downside is down at 10. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat box area. Things have slowed down a little bit, so we can get to some of your questions. And well, I was answering questions when we're moving around anyway, but at least we've had some opportunities to trade. We worked our 37 and 33 areas, then our 25 and our 19 area worked very nicely for us. Now the next level on the downside we have is down to 10. Bonds on their highs. Again, it seems like we are kind of inversely trading right now, which is doesn't make sense because of the times that we're in. But hey, no, I mean we already got triggered down at the 19. I mean it's a little risky, especially with the bonds on their highs. Yeah, it could work, but I'm just saying it seems a little risky right now. Seems that we're kind of trading inversely. I mean, as much as it doesn't make any sense, but then again, who says this is supposed to make sense? We're kind of chopping around. The bonds on their highs and we're on our lows. So I guess there's somewhat of a little correlation there. The next support level we have is down at the 10 area. Whatever shorts there in the bond market, they are squeezing the hell out of them today. Next support level we have is down at 10. We gave you those levels before. Can we repeat the levels that are down for us in the chat box if that's possible? There they are for you. If you look at the chat box area, those are the levels we gave out this morning, and we added to them. I mean, like I said, those are there for a start. It doesn't mean that we don't add to them, subtract from them, adjust them. All of those things are part of trading. We've definitely adjusted them. We've added to them. We've tweaked them a little bit when we've gotten to a certain level. All those things are part of trading that we have to adjust as traders to market conditions. And that's what we've been doing here today. But like I said, at least we're getting some opportunities to trade, so that is a good thing. All right, as you can see, next support level we have is down at 10. We had resistance. We were looking for 28 interim, never got up there. A better resistance we had was at the 32 to 30 area, and never got that either. So market is under a little bit of pressure today. Next support level we have is down at 10. All right, we're getting some volatility here, some movement. Next support level we have is down at the 10, like I said. All right, kind of hanging here on the lows, looking for the 10 area. We are just kind of floating, got down to the 12 area and came back up here a little bit. We were looking at 10. Resistance right now would be around the 28 area. Obviously, we need some patience here when the markets are uh, kind of floating in this area where we're not getting filled. It's kind of hard to kind of guess where it's going to go. You need to find good opportunities to trade. Patience is important. Waiting for the opportunities to get triggered by the market. That's what's keeps you patient and making money. Well, we try to keep you patient anyway. Especially when we get busy like this, the tendency is you want to trade here because we haven't been doing much of that lately. But you still have to show the same amount of patience when you're trading slow markets as you are fast markets. You have to wait for the levels to get triggered to be able to take the opportunity and trade it so that you're profitable, not just jumping in when you feel the numbers are moving around or the levels are, you feel like you have to trade, but really there's nothing to trade here. I mean, you're guessing as to where it's going to stop or not, right? Resistance right now would be around the 20. 4 to 6 area, and support would be right now. Next support level we'd have is at the 10. I know it's kind of annoying, right? We are just kind of hovering, staying weakish. The support level is at 10. The next good resistance area is up around the 24 to 26 area. I understand there, Don. All right, we floated down to the 11 and a half. We were looking at 10 area. Definitely a little bit of pressure in this market. All right, we're just kind of floating slowly, trading a little lower. The resistance would be around 24 to 26. Support right now would be around still at 10, maybe a little bit of an adjustment to the downside there, just because of the way it got down to 11 and a half. Pop back up. And kind of in the middle here, it's kind of a no trade zone. You have to be a little bit patient and wait for the market to kind of give us an opportunity to trade. Been busy morning. We've had a rotation here in the market that's giving us some opportunity to trade. We had our levels that we gave out this morning, which A couple of them got triggered, but we had to wait. We had to work the first couple, and then the next two levels worked very nicely for us. And then now we got the next support level is down at 10. Below that, we've got 04, 42.99, and 91. All right, as you can see, we went right down to the 10 area there, and I think you should have gotten filled down there. And you're getting a nice little rotation here off of the 10 area. Get right straight right down to the 10 and had a nice pop up above it. So a nice little trade there if you did get in. And that was, after the other first couple of trades that we levels that we have to work today, that's a nice one that we are just popping off of. And everybody should have got the 10 because 900 and some traded down there. So it was a nice little trade for us. If you did, again, patience prevailed, waiting for the opportunity to get triggered, and you're having a very nice rotation here against our 10 level to. So the last 3 levels worked exceptionally nice, taking very minimal heat, not like the first couple where we had to work them a little bit. So hopefully you were able to be patient and wait for the opportunity. We talk about that all the time. And once the opportunity gets triggered, you're all ready and you are prepared to take advantage of it when it presents itself. And it just did that for us today. So nice little trade there if you did get in. If you have a trailing stop, we went right down to 10. I mean, it traded 10. So that's unfortunate. All right, so nice rotation there against our 10 area. Right now, resistance would be around the 24 area, 24 to 25, if we get up there. So we gave you the level concern. The other levels below, we got 04, 42, 99, and then 91. But again, hopefully you were able to show some patience and wait for the opportunity to trade and take advantage of it when it presented itself. All right, take a little bit of a break, get back in a bit.
Hey, a couple quick shout outs and programming notes. Wanted to welcome everyone today. If you have any questions about these services, if you're looking to develop consistent profitability in your trading, stick around. There's 3 levels of service here. There's guests, welcome guests. We've got those that are part of Sol's Monthly. They are paid. We've got a great discount on that. I'll send that out to you shortly. And we have individuals that are part of Sol's course and his mentoring work, where Sol takes you under his wing, teaches you his trading methodology, his price action trading methodology. He teaches you how to set his proprietary scalping levels, and then the entries, exits, and stops in and around those levels. Hey, Anupam, how are you? Hey, Adam K, welcome. Now remember, anybody that's part of Sol's Monthly, if you want to talk about Sol's trading education, there's great discounts on that as a monthly subscriber. Hey, Centra. Hey, Chad, how are you? Hey, Adam. Hey, Christine, did you get a chance to sign up for Sol's Monthly? Are you interested in his class? Hey, Dean, welcome. Don, Fenn, did you get to sign up? James, hey James. Joel, hey Joel. KG, KP, Chris, you had a couple questions about Sol's Monthly, right? I think I answered them. Just let me know how you're making out. Kurt, Mark L, Peter O, Rick P, hey Rick, Robert B, Steve S, and Warren R. Everybody else, let us know how we can help you. This service goes on from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on a daily basis. That's our target trading zone. If you're not done by now or you have questions, ask. If you're not done by now, we can help you. We're looking to help you bank a profit and be able to push yourself away from your computer, having finished your trading for the day. That's right. This was off the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago until the pandemic. Now we are at an undisclosed location in Chicago, and we are here on a daily basis cranking it out. If you'd like to be part of it, I'll send out the friends and family discount. Usually it's $379 a month, which is a bargain. Right now it's on super duper 4th of July sale for $100. Take advantage of it while it's here. The link I sent out is the only link that works and gives you a $279 discount in this service. It starts out with welcome, special friends and family discount equals $100 a month. I think that's pretty clear. If you want to be taught, taken under Sol's wing and taught how to trade, then let us know. I'll be glad to assist you in that endeavor. We set up a private trading consultation, but make sure you're set up for Sol's friends and family so that you are part of the family when we talk. Yeah, that's right, John. We're here every trading day. We start at 9 a.m. We go through 12 noon. Sol gives out his proprietary scalping levels that he's using in his trade. Those become the areas of interest for everybody. Sol does his adjustments and tweaks based on the reality of the open and the morning session. You're able to ask him questions, interact, be part of it. Yeah, trading days. We may do something in the afternoon session. It just depends on the day. Hey, Dean, how are you making out? Just let me know back in chat. Dean. Use the chat feature to respond, Dean. Central, let me know how you're making out. Hey, Chad, how are you? Hey, Dean. Based on our services, is there anything that interests you? Now, you all set up, Dean, with a trading platform and the ability to practice trade? We do help individuals that are new work their way into the program. Why you would do that is that it really is a leg up over other traders, developing a discipline and becoming good at it. The discipline here is price action trading, which is a specialty of Saul's. Hey, Dean, no problem. So there's a couple things that you should look at, and this is for everybody, is that obviously you should join us on a monthly basis and get the discount. And Dean, just let me know and I'll Make sure you get the link. With the stepping stone here is to come in. Make sure you're set up to trade the S&P 500 E-mini. Review Saul's charts that he is posting out to you, or zooming out to you, if you will. Try to mimic them the best you can. Then his levels, when he gives them out in the morning, load them into your software so that you are paying attention to those areas as he talks about them. Now, what's interesting here is that you're dealing with somebody who has been trading for 25 years or so, and they have developed a trading strategy which you can learn and utilize in your own trading. Sorry about that. We just got a call from one of our traders that are part of Saul's class. So that's the stepping stone. So the stepping stone is to come in, listen to Saul as he goes through the morning session, listen to him as those levels come into play, his commentary, listen to him as he interacts with those that are part of his service, ask questions where appropriate, and then also decide at some point whether you're interested in Saul's mentoring and his coursework, where he takes you under his wing and teaches you how to trade and sticks with you as you're applying your trades, your craft. And that's it's pretty unique in this business. Hey, Rick P., are you signed up for Saul's Friends and Family? Chris, did you take the leap? James, let me know. Fen, let me know. Accentra, let me know. I think Thinkorswim is good. Is that Thinkorswim, right? Is Toss? Yeah, Thinkorswim. Well, so that's a loaded question. There's a couple people that Saul knows that are pretty good. Is there a reason you don't like Thinkorswim? I mean, you want fast, unfiltered data. You want to be able to have decent order entry. And you want to concentrate on trading one thing and trading it well. And that's the opportunity that presents itself here. Well, if you like it, stick with it. It's interesting. You don't, with price action trading, it's really an art form. And the reason I say that is there's a lot that goes on as the market changes during the morning session that you have to be aware of. And also, as you get better at it, it becomes second nature. So the concept here is to take a new trader through this service and bring you through those steps. And an experienced trader, this is a way to add in price action trading to what you're doing. And again, look to develop consistent profitability based on your trading, which quite frankly is it takes time, effort on your part, focus, it takes a willingness, and it takes an understanding that this isn't easy, and that somebody like Saul, who's got the experience, when he is talking to you and paying attention to you, it's a pretty big deal. And he's here to do that, but you have to, play ball also. So take a moment, get yourself signed up for what you need to get signed up for, and we'll take it from there. If you get exited, that means that the system has lost patience with you. You haven't signed up when requested, and you just get exited. You get put into what I call Zoom limbo. And I'm not sure you want that to happen to you. They say you got to pay the piper if you want to learn how to dance. So that's a good question. So there are other things that you can trade out there. There are other things you can trade once you learn how to trade. The focus here is to trade one thing and trade it well and be finished for the day. So you're not caught up. So the S&P 500 E-mini, based on its price movement, the advantages of trading the S&P 500 E-mini are pretty clear. So you don't have to look for something else to trade, but get good at one thing. If you make $100 today, you make $100 tomorrow, you start getting better at it, you make $200, then you're making $500 a day. It's really not a bad living. When you talk about the S&P 500 E-mini, you can raise your contract size. Now that's very interesting because once you get good at it and you can handle the risk profile of raising your contract size, you may only have to do one or two trades during the morning session and bank your money for the day. And now you're the responsible person in your trading business and you're actually good at it versus being bad at it and losing your money. But who's going to teach you to do that? So there you go. A lot of times people try to do it on their own. We ask them not to lose all their money before they come back and get help. So it's a crazy thing. All right, Christine. So I don't know if you're part of Friends and Family. Let me know. Dean, I know your story. Thank you. Fen, same. James L. I think you are, James. Let me know. KP, if you want to talk about Sal's trading education, let us know. Krish, let me know. Rick P. Steve S. I believe you are, Steve. Thank you. Accentra, let me know. Anyway, so it gets quiet in the afternoon here. This is an opportunity for you to get set up properly. If you are signed up and you want to have a trading consultation, we do that in the background, so we're off doing that when it's quiet. And again, let us know how we can help you. And take the time to sign up before you get yourself booted, I guess is the right word. And I'll send out the link again. And this goes out to everybody, okay? So this is in the chat area. If you don't get it, raise your hand. I'll send it out to you personally and privately. Hey, Christine, why don't we do it this week? So why don't we talk again on Thursday? And then we'll see. So now, Christine, do you have any questions? Like how to get the most out of this week based on the service? I mean, I can let you know. So what you would do is you would come in right around the cash open. You would have your S&P 500 E-mini chart up. Sal gives you his proprietary scalping levels, which is a really great advantage over other traders. Now, I could tell you why, and this is for everybody out there, is that the software that you're using, whether it's the Thinkorswim platform or other platforms out there, They are all built to give you all sorts of information that is really counterproductive to your trading. And I'll tell you why. That's my humble opinion. Because everybody else is using it. So if you get a bunch of people out there all banging in at the same crosses time, let's be frank, right? Most people have no idea what they're doing when it comes to trading. And they rely on standardized software like what we were talking about. They rely on their charts, they rely on their indicators, they rely on their crosses, they rely on their time frames, they rely on the colors, they rely on the beeping, the blinking. And it really is a train wreck when it comes to people trying to make money, because everybody's involved and they're all putting trades on and taking them off and trying, and everybody's pretty smart, so they mentalize it on a lot. What makes it different here? And why would you stay here? And why would you pay money? Well, you would pay money because this is an advantage over other traders out there. What's the advantage? Well, Sol's proprietary scalping levels. How do you know? Well, you can see what happens if you pay attention. When he gives you the levels and you write them down, and then you see the price action and the price change of the S&P 500 E-mini in and around Sol's levels, you'll quickly see that Sol's levels are really good. His levels and zones are something to pay attention to based on an advantage of areas where the market will make change, and you can capitalize on that change by putting trades on. The entries, exits, and stops based on, it's one thing to have the levels, it's another thing to understand what to do with the levels. Price action trading is a technique that you can learn and apply and have an advantage over other traders as you are trading your account against them. You are in competition against other people. You're in competition against other traders. Trading is a zero-sum game. So what we do here for you is provide a roadmap, a discipline coming into the cash open that you can start to develop and rely on for your own trading. So you are an independent trader at your own risk, learning how to trade based on a price action trading strategy that starts out with key proprietary scalping levels that are basically, worth their weight in whatever has weight. Like if Dogecoin has weight today, or Son of Bitcoin. The point is, these just say worth its weight in gold, but some things have changed out there. So the concept here is, how do you learn how to trade, get better at it, and become a consistently profitable trader? And that's what we strive to do for traders. We help you here trade better and help you bank your money. It's very simple stuff. If you're willing to pay for that, you can pay for, so when you start out in trading losses, lost opportunity, seat fee, what it costs for you to sit in your seat, trading commissions, trading fees, software fees, all that stuff comes into play. So you have to be better than that, and we're here to help you and teach you to look to be better than that. There's no guarantees. Nobody ever say you make a dime trading, but I'd certainly want to spend my time doing this than just going to the craps table and losing all your money over a either slow or long period of time. There's gamblers and there's professional gamblers. Which one do you want to be? Well, Gene, you should definitely, so during the morning session, Sol gives out the levels, you write them down. The market now opens up at 9:30. So when we say Sol sets his levels for his own trading, What time is it now? It's 12:25 p.m. Eastern Time. New York time, Eastern Time. We open up the service at 9 a.m. Now, Saul is preparing for his trading day, as you should be, and he is waiting to set levels close to the cash open, which happens at 9:30 Eastern Time. That's when the ding ding goes off and the horses come out of the gate. There's a lot that goes on at around 9:30. Saul goes to his screens and has a technique to pull levels out that he can count on during his trading morning. Calls them levels and zones. I would think you'd want to do that so that you're more disciplined in your trading and more focused based on your trading. He gives those levels out to everybody so that you can start to appreciate what the opportunity here is versus elsewhere. This service. Now, when the bell goes off, the horse race starts, anything can happen. Those levels are fixed points that you can plot and pay attention to. What Saul does during the morning session is he provides commentary. He talks about possible economic releases, and he is sitting in wait for his levels to come into play, and he is going to deem them valid or invalid. He's going to trade around them if appropriate, and that's your opportunity also to become a disciplined, profitable trader based on being schooled and adjusted and tweaked based on your application of that schooling. And that's what we do every day. So absolutely you should pay attention to those areas and zones, but you also have to remember there is a nuance that happens based on the entries, exits, and stop, based on price action in and around those areas. So don't be confused. You know, if they said trading was easy and you could just come to your screens and like magic you can make money, doesn't happen. It takes time, effort on your part, and focus and adjustment and a willingness to change and adapt. And it also takes the same opportunity for Saul. You know, Saul comes to his screens every day and he looks to have a completely open mind on where it may be going. And then he adjusts himself and tweaks himself based on the reality of the trade. And you can do the same thing. End of story. And again, the nominal fee that he is requiring or requests is really just separating people out. If you can't afford to be here, how can you afford to trade? Trading is a business where you need to have money up in an account, and you have to have the ability to be liquid and risk capital. And not everybody has it. And it's a way for us to weed out the people that have it or don't have it. If you can't put up $100, how in the world can you trade? So we have individuals that come in here and go, "Hey, wow, I can't believe I found this. This is awesome. How much do you want?" Hey, quick shout out to Rich V. Hey, Rich, welcome. Hey, Rich, were you interested in Sal's mentoring in his coursework? Just let me know back in chat. Rick P, are you back? Chris, let me know if you have any other questions. James L, Ascendra, and Fen. Use the chat feature to respond. Thank you.